The story begins with a girl in a beautiful dress arriving in a wonderful city. She's headed to the Royal Academy. She notices an exhausted old woman and helps her, using her abilities to make the woman feel better. The woman thanks the girl's son, but the brown-haired girl explains that she's still at level 1 and doesn't need thanks for providing free treatment. The son learns that the girl is going to the Royal Academy and rushes to the student's dormitory. When he tells her that the academy's gates close at 6 p.m., she hurries but arrives too late. The gates close exactly at 6, and she couldn't get into the student's residence. A man with glasses asks for her name in class, and she introduces herself as Alicia, a first-year student. He tells her about the strict rules and suggests that she spend the night anywhere she can and enter the next day. Alicia explains her financial constraints, and the boy realizes she's the commoner accepted that year. He informs her about a solution. There's a part of the Eastern Wall where students violate the curfew. Many enter and exit through there, but there's a slim chance that Roki, the enforcer, will be there at this hour. Alicia is overjoyed and asks for the boy's name, and the student introduces himself as Oswald Grimsard. Her father is a minister in the cabinet. Alicia is very surprised because her father is a minister, but Oswald tells her that he doesn't like pretense. Therefore, she should address him by his name without any titles. She expresses her gratitude to Oswald for guiding her to the entrance and takes her bag, leaving the place. Finally, she arrives at the eastern side of the academy and sees the boy jumping from the wall. He informs her that he will help her enter and extends his hand to help her climb. While they are on their way, the red-haired boy introduces himself as William Aris, a new first-year student. His seniors in the dormitory sent him to buy drinks for the celebration welcoming the new students who enter the dormitory. William shares that his father is a general who trained him since childhood. Alicia is surprised that everyone here comes from extremely noble families. As William turns to her, she stumbles, and despite Alicia's attempt to help, they both fall from above onto the students. She apologizes to the boy, named Edwin, whom she accidentally fell on. Edwin, with yellow hair and green eyes, introduces himself as Edwin Varschein, the second prince of the Kingdom of Varschein. Alicia is shocked because this academy enrolls only noble children. The scene shifts to the academy's director, who scolds them for causing a commotion. William is told that the drinks he brought will be confiscated, making him upset. He bows his head in disappointment. Then, the director speaks to Alicia, acknowledging her exceptional talent and her power of light. She is the only commoner to receive a scholarship here, and she must always remember it and be cautious of her actions. The director, from his council, informs them that they will be assigned additional duties for a whole week as punishment. Then he departs from the place, and the academy director speaks to himself, expressing his hope that Alicia is strong enough to save them from the great demon king. The scene shifts back to Alicia lying on her bed, feeling very sad for failing on her first day at the academy. In those moments, she hears a voice from outside shouting about an intruder. The scene transitions to the guards outside searching for the intruder in the school grounds. The guards instruct them to stay inside and close the windows completely. The scene shifts once again to Alicia, but at that moment, she hears a noise entering her room. She grabs a mop and watches the person as she strikes him on the head multiple times. However, he tells her to calm down as he is not a bad person, revealing his face. Alicia recognizes him as Edwin, the person she fell on earlier. He explains that he was trying to investigate something and got caught when trying to sneak into the school building. Now, he cannot reveal the details, but he promises to tell her later. Suddenly, they hear a noise from outside, indicating that the security is still looking for the thief but hasn't found any trace of him. Edwin looks through the window to observe them and tells Alicia that he cannot go out now or he will be caught. He asks her to let him hide in her room for a little while. Alicia is shocked by his request but agrees to let him stay in her room. In the darkness, Edwin and Alicia sit in silence. Edwin breaks the silence, apologizing to Alicia for what happened. He acknowledges that a noble like him should not invade a lady's room but had no choice. Alicia responds that it's okay, feeling like she's in a dream, never having spoken to a royal before. He said to her that he is just like her, always surrounded by royals and nobles, and this is the first time he's dealing with someone from the common folk. Then he asks her about common women, whether they are as violent as her. Alicia gets annoyed and tells him that she hit him because she thought he was a thief, which is a natural reaction when encountering an unknown person entering her room through the window. Edwin laughs and informs her that he was just joking and he doesn't want her to hit him again. Alicia and Edwin have a laugh together, and then Edwin asks her to keep their encounter a secret. She promises not to tell anyone and Edwin thanks her. He gets ready to leave, not wanting to overstay his welcome. Before he goes, he invites Alicia to the entrance ceremony the next day and wishes her a good night. Alicia reminds him to be careful and avoid any trouble. The next morning, all the new students gather for the entrance ceremony. Alicia is among them, waiting in line to meet the director. She notices both William and Edwin signaling to her. She keeps her eyes on Edwin until she accidentally bumps into a girl in front of her. The girl gets angry and asks if Alicia has a problem. Then she recognizes Alicia and asks if she's engaged. Alicia is surprised that the girl knows her name. The girl questions if Alicia is sick, and Alicia assures her that she's perfectly fine. The girl goes back to her place as the ceremony is about to begin. The director welcomes the new students with great honor. Suddenly, the scene shifts to Edwin and Alicia in a fight against Eumiella. They try to stop the fight, warning her that her luck is running out, but she doesn't listen. Eumiella gets ready to attack with her spears, and the battle intensifies. She emits a terrifying aura as she strikes with her spears. William defends against her attacks with his sword, while Edwin uses his powerful magic to counter a significant portion of her strikes. Together, they manage to hold their ground against her. Alicia also joins the battle, using her special holy light magic. Eventually, they defeat Eumiella. Prince Edwin is grateful to Alicia and gives her a hug. Suddenly, Eumiella, the defeated girl, wakes up and reveals that all of this was part of a game called A Light and Hero. It's set in a world of swords and magic, where the heroine enrolls at the Royal Academy, builds relationships, and grows stronger throughout her journey. She eventually defeats the Demon King, but a hidden boss, the powerful adversary Eumiella Dolkness, emerges after what seemed to be the end of the game. Eumiella tells her own story. At the age of 15, she's heading to the Royal Academy in the capital. She can't remember her past life, but she knows she was reborn in a world of light and heroism after getting hit by truck cunt. Eumiella thinks about how people discriminate against her because of her black hair, which is seen as a bad omen. Even though she defeated the Demon King and the Saint, she becomes the hidden leader, a symbol of oppression. Eumiella thinks about her existence and how people treat her because of her black hair. She wants to reach level 70 and defeat the hidden leader. But in the end, after her defeat, she questions why she even exists. Eumiella has special powers, like using dark magic, which is usually reserved for bad characters. This makes her a strong opponent. At the end, she wonders if her existence has any meaning in the story of Light and Hero. She's not interested in the romantic parts of the game, and she doesn't feel a strong connection to the three characters you can romance. Instead of following the story of Light and Hero, she decides to hide and have a quiet school life. She won't interact with Alicia or the main characters to avoid becoming the hidden leader. She plans to let Alicia and the boys defeat the resurrected Demon King in her third year of high school, so they can all live in peace. But she knows she needs to get stronger just in case. She wants to be strong enough to defeat the Demon King on her own if it comes to that. In one scene, we see a young Eumiella encountering a slime monster. She uses her magic to kill it, and it turns into a magic stone, which is a common thing when you defeat monsters. Eumiella decides to train and test her physical ability, believing she's faster now. She sneaks out every day to train and make money by collecting magic stones from monsters. With the money she earns, she buys different tools, starting with the growth necklace, an amulet that quickly boosts her level. She thinks she can handle the dungeon on her own and confidently says she can fix her magic arm when needed. She encounters monsters in the dungeon and defeats them all, collecting magic stones from them. After a while, she gets the Summoner's Flute, a device to summon monsters. She keeps fighting monsters every day and keeps leveling up. She faces the same demis many times from start to finish, hoping to continue leveling up once she starts school. She arrives at the school in a carriage and is amazed that it looks just like in the game. She reads a message from her father, who urges her to attend the Royal Academy. He wants her to mingle with noble children and find a husband among them to secure her inheritance. Eumiella overhears a schoolboy announcing that the main gate closes at 6 p.m. as per the rule. She mentions that everything is happening just like in the game of Light and the Hero. Alicia appears and talks to a boy, telling her to avoid getting involved with 4 specific individuals if she wants a peaceful life. The boy says the entrance ceremony is about to start. In a different scene, Alicia touches a magic sphere, and the teacher tells her she's at level 1 and needs to work hard. William checks his level and is evaluated as level 10. Eumiella hopes she's at level 5, but she realizes that if she were, she wouldn't have been able to defeat the dungeon boss. Then it's Eumiella's turn, and the director reassures her not to worry since everyone starts at level 1. She places her hand on the sphere, and is actually level 99. Everyone is astonished, and Eumiella says goodbye to her peaceful life. This brings an end to our episode. Don't forget to subscribe the channel to not miss the next episode.